What's going on, everybody? Oxidized bringing you something a little bit different, something I'm really excited for. It's going to be a project I'm going to upload I think daily, hopefully. But it's going to be your first million non-premium first million silver. I think I'm going to do like the first 100k, 100 to 500k, 500k to 1 million, and show you how I would do it if I were to start on over. Again, no premium. If you do have premium, it'd be even quicker. Let's get this show. Oh dude, so picking a town, I don't really care. We're gonna go with Forest Cross. I think Forest Cross is Limhurst. This is important actually because it, depending on if you go right here to premium, I have 0 premium days, so no premium right now. We are in the Limhurst side. That means things like woodcutting and what's it called, skinning would be really good for me here. You do want to take a lot of these different quests. I didn't do the tutorial. If you do the tutorial, it'll be even quicker, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm doing like just straight mono. The first thing that we're going to have to do is gather. We have to gather stone. Stone sells for a ton right now. I'm not gonna do the crafting one. Get out of here, guilds. But these little stone things right here go for so much money, right? Because I have 0 money. Don't worry about the gold. Gold goes across all of your characters, so I'm not using the gold at all. I promise you that. We're at 2,000 right now. If I make the cuts, you'll notice that we'll still be at 2,000. So right now I'm just gathering logs and stone, and I'll see you in a second. So it man, I gotta say, it sucks being poor. I haven't been poor in a while in this game, and I gotta tell you, not a huge fan. So I do need to come. So I picked up that quest. I need to come talk to this fellow over here and complete that. So I need to collect 200 silver from Heretics and unlock some of the stuff on the board. Sure, I'm not gonna be able to do that without any type of silver and without any type of weapon. So us getting these logs is the perfect thing we can do to get where we need to be. All right, so I'm here selling all my stuff. It's been 4 minutes of playtime. I'm able to sell this for 661. Oh, okay, so you have to sell this straight. So I can sell for 654 and sell this for 207. Gives me a little bit of money, so now I can go to tier 1, tier 2, excuse me. Tier 1. There we go. So now I can actually buy a broadsword for pretty cheap. And this is all we need to start unlocking a couple of extra things here. Just take this one, and then now we just kind of get to killing here. Oh, as well, hold on. Big mistake here. I should pick up a skinning knife. I believe I can pick up a tier 1 skinning knife. So if I go to skinning, yeah, beginner skinning knife. So what we're gonna do is that we're going to actually go and kill the little antelopes hanging around while we're still gathering stone and logs at the same time. Because now what we want to do is get our combat up and get our skinning up to make a little extra money that way, as well as get enough money to start to buy a mule. That way we can actually kind of run around a lot more as well. So the whole goal is I'm really hoping that this helps any new players, like, okay, what's the most efficient thing I can do? And I think that me doing this is kind of showing you what you want to try to do here. So see these impalas? This is what we're going for here, because we can easily take these down ish. I mean, like, these are gonna take a minute, but we have to get our combat up to do so. And like the better your combat, the quicker this is gonna be. But trust me, it will be worth it. And then when they die, you go ahead and get the skinning in. Now, the tier 2 hides don't go for a ton, but it kind of, again, it's not really for the hides, it's for the combat, the progression here. The only thing that sucks is that we do lose health pretty quickly here. So we are just going to like kill this one. We're gonna go ahead and skin it, and then we're gonna gather while we get our health regen up, and then we'll be a show on the road. By the way, guys, highly recommend you pick up some fish while you're doing this, just for the extra health regen. So I'm just gonna buy one of these. The reason you want to do this, like I said, the health regen, so this gives you an extra 52% HP regen, because with no armor and only having the sword, you end up taking a lot of damage from these impalas. So it's really helpful to have this. Just letting you know. This is a lot like going to your first party in college, because you don't know what you're doing. You probably have one friend there You know, you don't really have any connections. You don't even have enough money to bring your own alcohol, so you're kind of just mooching off of other people. You know, you're using fake names to seem even cooler, like Bezos boy. I'm not Jeff Bezos, but do I strive to be? Of course I do. But you know, we all have ambitions. We all have to understand our limitations. But money. Okay, we are back, and I got to the learning point for trainee fighter. You start off with 100 learning points. I recommend using your learning points for combat in the beginning and then moving over to use your learning points for gathering in the future. But we want to get to tier 4 combat as soon as possible, so don't be afraid to use these learning points. And now we get opened up to this. Now this is where things can vary from person to person. First and foremost, what I recommend you do that I didn't do is go ahead and repair all of your equipment. It should cost like 0 right here. I mean, while you're in town, might as well just do it real quick. So now we're looking to get a mount and some gear and to really start grinding some more combat. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and boop boop, and let's go ahead and sell all the stone. We'll just sell it for 2k. We'll sell all this for 1k and sell all that. Dude, logs really suck. So let me see. So we want to get a couple of things. We actually want to get a ranged weapon, because I want to go into great nature stabs for some solo dungeoning and hellgate ratting, and also one-handed daggers are in the novice bow tree. You could go into melee and do axes as well, but it's kind of up to you. But we're going to go into that as well. Yeah, because we're really trying to get this. So now we get opened up to a lot of different stuff here. What we're going to want to grab is a couple of things. We're going to want to get soldier boots. The reason you want soldier boots is for, oh, they actually don't have it in tier 2. What does mercenary have? Mercenary shoes. They have refreshing sprint. I'm actually gonna get refreshing sprint because refreshing sprint allows your cooldowns to allows your stuff to come off cooldowns. We're also gonna get the mercenary jacket for the inferno shield. It really doesn't matter which ones you pick up, to be honest. And then, I mean, sure, mercenary hood, why not? Yeah, and then also, since we have 4k, let's look at mounts. I need 4160 for the cheapest mount, which is a mule. I probably can't get there, but we can get really close actually. So I mean, like, so we want to go hit, yeah, we'll do here, and then every attack slows. I mean, that's fine. Go here and here. No, there. We want this to be that, and that, and then we can try to sell everything else. See what we can come up with real quick. We're probably not going to get enough. Keep holding on. Oh, baby, and we're mounted up on a nice, beautiful ass. Me, my entire college. That sound effect didn't really fit, but you know what I mean. So now we're actually moving and grooving here. I recommend make sure you sub another fish. That way your combat can still can still go up on the up. We want to go ahead and collect 200 silver from Heretics. So we're gonna go do that. By doing that, it will allow us to unlock another quest that I think gives us like a pretty valuable item. So let's just jump right on into that, shall we? Also, it's been 15 minutes. I want to keep the progression where we're at. It's been 15 minutes so far. So let's go find some heretics and let's go kick some major arse. There we go. Keep it clean, boys and girls. Actually, I think we're just going to be right here. So yeah, this is where we're at. So just go ahead and start going to town, and I'll be back in a little bit. All right. So I have officially finished this quest. Now I can go talk to Royal Captain Roderick in the Cracked Earth, which is still over here. So let's go talk to him now. Let's go see what the brother has to say. Why not? All right, we are here to Captain Roderick. We are 21 minutes into the gameplay. Complete that. So this is why I wanted to do this quest line, because you'll get a royal sigil. Royal sigils go for a lot of money, like over 20k a pop. So we need to kill any 10 heretics or heretic boss and return to him. You know how easy it is to kill 10 heretics? I can show you where they're at. Look on the map here. I believe just right there. I mean, we can go there like right now and kill 10 of them. Easy. So it's not only about the money, we're also trying to get our combat to level to tier 4 as well, which does take some time, but we're grinding out and we're really getting there. In fact, let me check let me see where combat is right now for me. Get this rat off my tail here. You kidding me? You're gonna make me get off my horse? Okay, so we're trying to get to right here. and we're sitting at, actually we can do it right now. So we can learn those and learn this. So this will put us in this territory. We also need to get to cloth armor as well. So when we go back, we want to get our cloth armor to tier 3, because this will allow us to wear some pretty important armor. So let's go ahead and get this out of the way first, which shouldn't take very long. So we gotta kill 10 of these. I'll meet you back at Captain Roderick for a big money grab here. All right, we are back. We're at the 24-minute mark, and we already have this. Now we can find a way. Now it's telling us that hey, you're an absolute pro. This is where the tutorial officially ends. Good luck with it, brother, which is a little tough, to be honest with you. But now we have this, so I'm gonna meet you back at the marketplace and we'll go over the next few steps. All right, so always remember to come back and repair. That way, if you do want to sell some of your previous equipment, you easily can without it, without it slowing you down any. So go ahead and make sure all this is cleared out. We can come over here, sell this bad boy for 32,000 silver, baby. 26 minutes in. 26 minutes in. All right, so what am I gonna buy? First and foremost, get out of here. Get everything out of here, and just sell everything but your but whatever you're trying to grind with on your gathering. I'm honestly probably not gonna do a lot of gathering right now because gathering's a really good form of making money, but combat to me is the quickest in the early game. So that's what we're gonna be focusing on mainly. So we are gonna go nature staff right here, journeyman's nature staff, because there's a really good thing you can use here. For the nature. What else can I wear? I can wear a torch, I suppose, which is kind of weird. So let's go to offhand. Tier 3 offhand. All right, so I can't quite get to, journeyman tomes, spell tomes. I would have to use something else for that. So we want thorns. We want to have revitalized for health, and then circle of life, which is fine, I guess. Going into looking into what did I just say? We do want to try to get the journeyman cloth armor fighter as well as journeyman mage, which is a little frustrating. So we would have to actually use novice fire staff for a little bit. Oh no, we can use novice tome spells, even better. So we do want that on. Let's go ahead and get scholar cowl. So this should be this. Okay, no, this is fine. We'll put this on. We'll also put on, I guess, everything scholar, right? Yeah, scholar shoes. Yeah. So we do really want. What did I just say we wanted? Cloth armor fighter. There we go. So since we're also here, might as well go ahead and upgrade our mount. Now there are a few things you can do here. So you could get it. Oh, I guess I'm not. Okay, so I'm not journeyman 3 yet. So we're gonna keep the mule. But so we'll talk mounts later. What we're actually gonna do is kind of make our way up to Limhurst. And on the way we're gonna do a couple of killing, but Limhurst is gonna be where we want to go next, essentially. So between now and the next cut, I'm gonna get to tier 3 on a few things and just go to town. So by the way, if you still need to grind some stuff out, if you just go to these little camps over here, they're perfect for grinding up combat until you get to tier 3 or tier 4, and then we'll move over to solo dungeons. Okay, so see you in a bit. Alrighty then, we have officially made the Limhurst. I got everything up to tier 3. So now we're on the, by the way, we are 38 minutes in. So now we're on the trail to get everything to tier 4, and then we can start really making some bank here. So just a fun tip for everyone that I literally just learned, because I haven't been paying attention my entire life here. Where is, am I an idiot? It's right here, I'm dumb. So in order to get to tier 4, you have to start killing creatures of tier 3 plus with your tier 3 items. You can't do tier 2. So yeah, let's get to grinding. I'm also using a stew for extra damage. I mean, I'm using nature staff, so I have the sustain. If you're using anything else, I probably recommend you sticking with some kind of fish for HP regen. But now I'm going into tier 4 territory. I'm gonna start doing solo dungeons until I get the tier 4 gear, and then I'll be back again to start making real money. How does that sound? Less than an hour, already gonna start making real money really soon. So It's going really well. What can I say? All right, be back in a little bit, you sexy sons of guns. All right, actually, before we get started, I mean, we can start making real money right now by enlisting in a faction. Whatever city you're in, you want to go ahead and start enlisting so you can start getting these Limhurst crests using your faction points. Just a fair warning, when you faction up, you are in full loot PvP to other factioned people who are from different cities, not just from any random Joe, but if people are also hard flagged, so that means they're just red named. They can kill you and take all your loot. Now, this isn't an issue right now because we do have 28k in the bank. Just in case we do go down, we will be able to make our money back fairly easily as well. So now we're looking for solo dungeons, and I'll be back when we're at tier 4 gear, and I'll show you the build I'll be using to grind out the rest of the money. And by the way, these are solo dungeons. If you don't know what these are these are things that you can come on in. They have tier 4, tier 3 creatures, and you get fame, you get money from them, you get faction coins if you're factioned up. It's a very good thing to do early on for money and fame. And yeah, we're just gonna jump right on into it here. So be back in a little bit once we're done doing this dungeon, or once we're at tier 4. Real quick, this one for all the ones who are brand new. When you are faction up and you get knocked down by a mob, just a random PvE monster, you do not actually die. You just get knocked out. You get to come back up and keep going. So don't freak out. Your items will take durability, but that's the least of your worries. Just throwing a little tidbit out there for the brand new babbies out there, because I mean, we were all there once upon a time, right, guys? All right, gang, we are now at tier 4. I'm about 1 hour into gameplay. We're at tier 4, and now we can start really grinding out a lot more money using fame farming and fame faction, stuff like that. I'm now going to move on over into tier 5 yellow zones because I have the great nature staff, and I'm going with this build not because it's great at PvE, but to rat hellgates with later. I want to make sure I get as much spec as I can with all of these with all of these pieces of equipment here. And by the way, great nature stuff, the reason why it's so good is you get thorns, which does a lot of damage on your auto attacks while it's active. You get a healing ability, which is pretty good, and then you get this living armor. Protects you or an ally with living armor, increases your resistances by 34. While the armor is active, every time the wearer gets hit, gets damaged, the wearer also heals. So it has extremely good sustain. So it's really good for one-on-ones, and when you're trying to rat hellgates, you want to be good on one-on-ones. But right now, we're going to go back into solo dungeons at tier 5. We have to be careful in the yellow zones. We could be ganked by other factions, but right now we're just going to play it safe. We're going to kind of just stick to the outskirts and get absolutely jiggy with it. By the way, what I wanted to say real quick is that this is the method I recommend you use to get to your first 100k. Is go to tier 5 yellow zones, and if you're feeling pretty balls in your kahunas are just through the roof right now, you could even go to tier 6 zones. But let me tell you why you want to do some tier 5 zones, and that little drop you just saw is a huge reason. That drop right there, this Tome of Insight, 30k. It's a 30k drop. Now some people might say, hey, you might want to use that for yourself, for your own, your own faction fame. You don't have to. I recommend doing it later on, but right now, if you're focused on getting money, which you should be, by the way, living armor, just super strong. You can also just press Alt and the ability you want to use, and what that will do is you use the ability on you without you having to really point and click and stuff like that. And then in between battles, you press W and you heal yourself all the way back up. It's a very good weapon and build to use. But what I wanted to do, because we're about a little over an hour in. We're an hour and 1 minute into starting the game, making the money where we're at. I want to see how long it takes me to get from here to your first 100k. All right, so I'll be back when we've reached the 100k. We're gonna do that again by getting some faction farming in. As you can see, we're getting the points right there. Shift F, by the way, to see how many points you have, and then based on the loot as well. So I wanted to say that your mileage may vary. If I get really good loot and your loot's not that great, it might take you a little bit longer, but just consistency with the faction farming is huge here. So that's the key. And also what you should know, a recent update in Albion Online that happened a couple weeks back, made it to where blue and yellow zones, once you're inside of the random dungeon, you will actually be safe from people entering after a couple of minutes. So if no one enters into your dungeon with you, you're going to be alone. Within like the first 5 minutes, you're going to be alone for sure. So don't worry about that. As long as you get to one, you're probably safe. So it's something you can easily work on for sure. So I'll be back to you with a little bit more numbers once I make to the first 100k. All right, so real quick, I wanted to show you. Oh, that was an accident. I wanted to show you why this build's really good against for solo dungeons, is because of a few things. One, that right there. So now I'm invincible, and then I can. Oh well, hold on. It's a weird boss. Okay, just hear me out right now. So he goes for like a snipe shot, and we have a hunter hood. If you don't know what hunter hood does, it retaliates some of the damage back to the attacker. So we want to make sure we do it right before he attacks, and look at all the damage it does back to him. So that's why we go hunter hood. We also go we go cleric robe, because it makes you immune and increases your healing and damage for 3 seconds, which is also really good. All right, now it's awkward because he does just have like a random snipe. So the cleric robe isn't good, but the hunter hood's fantastic. So still kind of loot we get real quick. Okay, a little bit extra loot there, and I'm gone. All right, everyone. So I just finished. I actually got a purple chest on the very first one. The very first random dungeon I went into. We're an hour and 15 minutes in, and I want to show you a couple of things. First and foremost is how many faction points we get. So I've noticed you get about 1,000 faction points if you clear an entire dungeon by itself. You need 400 to buy one of those crests. Each one of those crests are about 8,000 silver. So if you get 4,000 points, you'll get 80,000 silver from it. So roughly 4 tier 5 yellow dungeons, you'll get enough. I also wanted to show you that I got a purple chest. I got a adept keeper cape, which is going to go for about 80k. I also got a tome of insight, which is about 30k, and then 17 bags of silver and lots of runes and stuff. So I'm gonna head on back to Limhurst, and we're gonna tally up how much money I made, and then let's do it. All right, so I made it back to the marketplace. We're gonna sell everything, and then let's see how much money we ended up making within the first hour and a half of playing the game. So adept tome of insight, we're gonna just sell that. We'll just sell straight for 25k. So we're at the 58k mark. We can sell all of our souls for about 3k, all of our runes. If you could keep the runes, you could sell them. Up to you, honestly. Most people say keep them, so maybe keep them, but I'm just gonna sell them. I was able to get 3 Limhurst capes or crests that are going to help me sell for 19,000. Oh, actually, Limhurst crests are a lot less than what I remember. Oh, I guess the sell order is a lot higher. So go for the sell order. So those will sell for 24k. The external expert souls, we're just gonna sell those straight up. Hold on the keeper cape. The relics are 6k. The expert relics another 14k. They're at 85, and this is from one dungeon, by the way. Just doing one yellow zone dungeon, and then the keeper cape I can sell for 75k, or I can sell it straight up. So I'm just gonna put it on or so we're there. So technically we're at 100,000 silver. All the things are going to sell. We're over 100,000 silver. Now I got lucky with my drops. What I recommend you do, you're not going to get that lucky. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. I would just keep factioning yellow zone dungeons. Worst comes to worst, you do 4 to 5 tier 5 yellow zone dungeons without dying. You'll get enough faction points in order to get to 100k. Okay, now that's gonna do it for part 1. The next video, part 2, will be 100k to 500k, and I'm going to discuss a little bit something different that we're going to do in order to get there a little bit quicker. Just know, the more risk you put into something, the more money you'll make. And that's about it. So guys, if you liked the video, please let me know what you think in the comments below. Like the video, and if you haven't yet, subscribed. What are you doing? All this high testosterone content out there for everyone to see. Not even subscribed? Just go ahead and do it for me. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Y'all have a blessed day. See you later.